What's up, everybody? Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to-go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. I'm Noah Strackbein here every single Monday through Friday. Find us on youtube.com/allsteelerstalk or anywhere you get your podcasts. I'm still getting over that sore throat, but it's okay. Allergy season is coming to a peak, not even an end. We're nowhere near it, but I got the medication. We're feeling good. It's just a little raspy. We're getting there. We're getting there. And I appreciate every single one of you guys sticking this one out, even though I sound like, I don't know, any movie that you've ever watched where somebody gets a raspy voice and just sounds a little bit sexier. The difference is I don't sound sexy at all. Today, we're talking about the quarterback competition. And yes, I know I keep talking about the quarterback competition, but we're going to make a twist with it. The Steelers QB competition got called into question, kind of, on the Rich Eisen show. In an overreaction segment, Eisen said that Mitchell Trubisky will not start one game ever for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why? Because Kenny Pickett and his 5 3/4 inch hands are going to get the starting job by week 1. So the big question is, will it happen? Is that true? Is it logical? Some believe it is. Pretty much everybody believes it is. Any national media you go to, you see the Steelers QB competition being talked about as if Kenny Pickett already won it, as if Kenny Pickett is really the only player within it. Mitchell Trubisky doesn't stand a chance if you ask places like Bleacher Report, apparently the Rich Eisen show, probably ESPN, a bunch of national media. Truthfully, you look at the local guys, myself included, and I don't like to give myself props. I don't like to give the local guys props. I mean, if we're being quite honest, there's a lot of miserable people out there talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers all the time. I try to keep things light and funny. I don't do a good job at it, but I try. I try really hard. Those people, those local people, those people that are there every single day have seen nothing but Mitchell Trubisky hold this job down. Is he holding it down well? I don't know. I don't know what to judge that off of. But so far, he's been the only one that you feel confident in as the starter because he's the only one taking starter reps. On that aspect of things, when you look at it in that perspective, you look at it and say, this is Mitchell Trubisky's job. Kenny Pickett isn't even included right now. We've talked before, and plenty of people jumped in the comments, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. But plenty of people have said that this is OTAs. It doesn't matter. This is minicamp. It doesn't matter. But truthfully, Kenny Pickett, like I've mentioned plenty of times, hasn't even taken a notable rep. Has not played with the second team, has not gotten quality reps with quality wide receivers. He's working with guys who likely won't even make the roster. During 2-minute drills and team activities, he's not even playing. It's Mitchell Trubisky's job with Mason Rudolph apparently chasing him, and I don't know what that means right now, but that's what's happening. So if it is going to happen, if we're going to look at the overreaction and say, yeah, maybe it's true. Maybe everybody out there is going to get this right. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm not going to rule anything out right now. We're expecting a drastic change of events during training camp. Drastic. That means that Kenny Pickett now has an opportunity to not only jump Mason Rudolph, but jump Mitch Trubisky. And he could do that. I'm sure that he's just as much in this competition as everybody else once the pads come on. But it does feel like a tall mountain to climb. It feels like one that Kenny Pickett is able to do is not being presented with the opportunity to do. So, and this is not a rant about how the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't putting Kenny Pickett into the first team or the second team and how we're done with Mason Rudolph. I've already went on that more than once. This is about what he will need to do in training camp in order to win that job. And that is to pass Mason Rudolph, which I believe is step 1, which I believe could happen and happen rather quickly. But the problem with that is once you surpass Mason Rudolph, you've totally killed all morale with Mason Rudolph. And what does that do to your team? Because if Mason Rudolph holds anything right now, he holds experience in the quarterback room and how the team operates. He holds a relationship with Matt Canada and Mike Sullivan and Mike Tomlin. and all these wide receivers, all the offensive linemen. He holds a big role when it comes to off the field stuff. And he's guiding Kenny Pickett and Chris Oladokun. He's made that clear. So you don't want to kill his morale instantly. But you want Kenny Pickett to start taking notable reps. You want Kenny Pickett to start playing real football once training camp starts. So he'd have to surpass Mason Rudolph in a strategical way where that the Steelers do not kill any morale that Rudolph still has. And then you have to surpass Trubisky without saying give up because Kenny Pickett is the guy. And at that point, if it does happen, if the Steelers do make Kenny Pickett the starter, you have to either make the decision that Mitchell Trubisky is the backup or that you could get a higher trade value for Trubisky than Mason Rudolph. And that is easily true. There will be a team out there looking for a guy like Mitchell Trubisky. He chose the Steelers because there's opportunity here. Nobody told him, oh, yeah, we're going to go sign or we're going to go draft Kenny Pickett first round. Not one person told him that coming in here. What they told him was, yeah, you'll have an opportunity to start. You'll have an opportunity to compete, just like they told Kenny Pickett, just like they told Mason Rudolph, just like they told Chris Oladokun. That's fine. But he looked at that saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to be the starter. I'm going to have to earn it, but I'm going to be the starter. Now, if you remove him from the starting job too early, and like this all sounds crazy, but it's all true. It all sounds so dramatic, but it's all true. There's a chemistry part of this that you don't want to ruin. You don't want to kill anything that you have with Mitchell Trubisky until you are totally sold on Kenny Pickett being the starter this season. You don't want to kill anything with Mason Rudolph until you are totally confident that Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett and Chris Oladokun can lead that room with a bad apple. And I'm not positive that Mason Rudolph's going to turn into a bad apple, but that's a risk that you're going to take. And for a guy who's been here 5 years, that could put a very big negative impact on this team. Those are all things that get brought into the conversation. Those are all things that the Steelers will have conversations about. So can it happen? Yes, most certainly can happen. Is it an overreaction? I think yes. I think right now, the way that you look at the quarterback competition and the way that you have to look at the Steelers' opportunity and that the Steelers' quarterback battle happening right now, the way that you're going to look at how they have held themselves so far, the way that you're going to look at how they want to move forward with this battle, they don't want to kill anybody right now. They don't want any single one of these guys to feel as if they don't have an opportunity. And truthfully, it's easiest to make Kenny Pickett fight from the bottom up than any of the other guys. That's why they're doing it. They don't have Mason taking fourth string reps because they want Mason to feel involved. They have Kenny taking third string reps because they understand that Kenny has proven nothing in the NFL, and he understands that. That doesn't mean in their heads they look at him as a third string quarterback. They're just saying if we're going to put anybody there, it's going to be the rookies. In training camp, that changes. That takes a whole new evolution to how you're going to approach everything. You are building your football team now. You are no longer laying a foundation. You are building this. That's when changes are made. So I think it could happen. I think that Kenny Pickett could easily be the starter week one, and I think that he can move forward as the starter, and Mitchell Trubisky could have nothing and no part of the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think that's as easy as everybody's making it out to be. I don't think that that's going to happen as smoothly or as quickly as everybody makes it out to be. But I think it's a possibility. So maybe it's not that big of an overreaction. Maybe it just needs to be thought about a little bit more.